Hi, so these are the 5 easy steps. They're pretty straightforward, really. And yeah, so let's just go through them. So, step one is going to be your planning phase, and step two is your preparation. Step three, your implementation. Step four, the launch itself. And step five, the post launch. So, step one, the planning. This is when you're going to start getting all your stuff together. Preparation, you're actually putting that, doing more like on the job. Planning is like you're thinking about it, you're planning dates, times, etc. Preparation, you're getting all the materials, all your assets together. Implementation, you're actually implementing, putting them out on social media. Launch is the day of the launch and a couple of days afterwards and the day before, in fact. So the 3 days, we call that the launch. It's 3 days where you'll just dedicate quite a bit more time than you would in the other the stages. And then the post launch is the stuff that you do afterwards. So the planning phase, this is step one, the planning phase. In the planning phase, what we're looking to do is you're looking between 4 and 6 weeks before the release. Now I know this is the beginner's stage. So if you've only got 2 weeks, then you've only got 2 weeks, right? So your launch is going to be a lot tighter, a lot less things in it. But ideally, you want to start planning at least between 4 and 6 weeks before the release. Like you should have your track recorded, mastered, mixed, ready. And then you're thinking, okay, so when am I going to release it? Hopefully you're not rushing these releases. I know you've got the release, you're like, oh, I got to get it out there, got to get it out there, got to get it, what's sitting on my hard drive, I should get it out there. But patience, so important. Because once it's out there, you've missed that opportunity, all the lead up to it, all the telling people that you're going to release the track. Like if you, for example, how many people do you meet in a day? How many people do you speak to in a day? So say you speak to, say, 5 different people in a day, right? So in the process of once you've set your date for the release and you're speaking to 5 people per day, maybe you're texting them, you're chatting them, you're meeting the lady in the cafe, or you're going to gigs and stuff like that. What you're going to do every time you meet somebody, okay, they're going to ask you, hey, how you doing? And you're going to be like, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm really excited. I'm going to be releasing my track on the 27th of January or whatever the date is, right? It's coming up in 6 weeks' time. I'm really busy. I've got all this stuff going on. I'm getting the artwork done, and it's just been, it's a great talking point. Straight away, that's already you've got that date and that release in somebody's mind. It's just something to talk about. It's something to discuss. Something to get into somebody's mind. And then you can ask them, hey, do you mind when I release a track, can I send it to you? Can I send you the link? Do you mind, adding it to one of your Spotify playlists? And they're going to be like, yeah, of course. Of course, everybody's going to want to help you. So can you imagine, if you only sort of announce your release a week before and you're speaking to 5 people a day, okay, on social media or whatever, it's probably a lot more. But say you're just speaking to 5 people a day, that's only 25 people, right? So what if you started that 6 weeks before, or even 8 weeks before? You know the date of the release, the release is coming up, okay? You can get that date in people's minds, you can preempt them, and you can say, hey, listen, I've got this launch coming up on this and this date, okay? I'm doing a launch gig, blah, blah, blah. But now you've got 6 weeks, that's, sort of 5 people a day for 6 weeks. So that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that you can interact with and get prepared, get the buzz going, sort of really, really. And then when they see the launch, they're like, oh yeah, I remember I had a chat to Natalie, and she said she was releasing this music, and here it is. Oh, I'm really excited. I want to really listen to it. So that's another really important reason for not rushing the release, okay? The other important reason is that, especially if you don't have enough time, you want to do these things properly. You don't want to be rushed and stressed out. You've got your release now, you've got your track, and you're going to, oh, I really want to get it out there, I'm going to release it next week. Once you put that into DistroKid and you've set that release date, it's set. You know, you can change it, but it's a mission. So you've set the date, and now you've got all these things to do, and you've put a whole lot of pressure on yourself. And you know, you've spent hours and hours and hours and hours. Sorry about this. You spent hours and hours recording the track. You spent so much money recording the track. It's a real shame if you don't put a bit of effort, with a bit of patience, step by step, just a little bit at a time, into actually getting it out there in the proper way. How many musicians have told me, oh, I released a track and it didn't do anything, and I didn't spend enough time, and it was quite disappointing. And this is why, because you don't have the patience to just do step by step and build up the excitement. Everybody you speak to, everybody you speak to in the street, everybody you speak to on social media, you can just drop it in there. You're not asking them to do anything. You're just putting it into their heads. My release is coming up is a great talking point. So in this planning phase, I'm going to actually make this a second video.